Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and here's just a quick tutorial on how to remove the DPF and the EGR from Ford. Well, this one we're working on is a 2011 Ford F-350, and it's a 6.4 liter diesel. So quick tip is we're going to be using the HP tuner, and we're going to be using what's called user defined parameters, which is some files that used to change some background parameters. You won't see the changes happening in HP tuners because the HP tuner GUI don't pick up those changes as it's been changed. So let's go ahead, and at the end of the video I'll show you a comparison of what it means when I said HP tuner won't show you the changes, but the changes are there. So let's go to open. Sorry, and let's open the file. Alright, now it is open. I'm going to go to the calibration details and what we're looking for here. So we can look at the tune overall, and you see it here is a 2008 Ford F-350 6.4 liter V8 and here. So I'm going to put up some information here on the screen. HP tuners. If you're not sure how to get these files, just email me. My email will be in the description. Alright, so these files right here is what we're going to be using. So each file has EGR and DPF for both. As you see, the numbers represent EGR DPF. Within these, you're going to have a lot of different operating system under each of these files, and just to show you that right now in the cross-reference. So use the file for the following part number. So the one we're working with in HP Tuner is right here. This one right here. And we're going to take that number and we're going to find it over here. So I already typed it in. So let's search and find it right here. It's under the FS0Q00. So that's the one we're going to be using. And just minimize this one. We're going to go to edit, user defined parameters, open. So before I open, you see two controllers here because that's the way how the vehicle was read. And let me show you. If I try to write, you see two controllers. Let me go back to the define parameters and open for the ECM. And another thing, let me just close this. When you hit open, you might see the files here. And if you have previously done it on another ECM, it's going to always be here, but it won't change unless the file you already changed you put back. So even if you use the same selection here, if it's a file that you already done, you're going to see the changes still there, but if it's a new file, selecting it here won't hurt. So I'm just showing you from scratch is that you open the user definition and we just select it here. First we can go with the EGR, we can do anyone. So EGR, now here. Alright, so we're gonna set all the EGR diodes to disable, and this right now is saying not set, and I'm gonna put it to set. All to set. Now, EGR error counters. We're going to put all these error counters to 0. To move faster, you just hit the tab to go to the next. Now we are at the EGR error counter max, and we're going to set that to 255. Let's continue. Oh, no. This one is EGR diag max position, and we're going to set that to 0. This one is the minimum position. Normally, we would set this one to 100, but it's not highlighted for the CCM, so we're going to skip that. And at the arrow threshold, I'm going to put it at 5. And the EGR master switch, we can set that to 4. EGR desire, we can set that to 0. The max on the EGR desire, I think, is 33. So if you try to put a higher number like 100, yeah, let me see, higher number like 5,000. Well, it stopped at 100, so but we want it at 0. All right, and stock time, we're gonna set it at 5.535. Same for the opener, 6.5535. And we're gonna change the EGR, the math dial to 400 degrees. And there it goes, 400 degrees. You want to save this. If you try to close it, they're going to ask you to save, right? But we want to save as not original, but EGR DPF delete. All right. Normally I would have DTCs here, but there's a reason why I don't add it as yet, and I'll show you at the end of the video. Okay, it deletes. Save. Now save as EGR. So we have the original still, because we need that as a reference. Now we can close this, and let's go here, open user defined parameters, and we go for DPF. We're going to set these. So DPF switch. Let's go through here. All right, so the DPF switch, we're going to set that to, we're going to have it to not set. So not set. We're going to have the ash load dial to set. And then we're going to set all these disabled diodes to set. Make sure they're off. Alright, the post 1 injection switch, we're going to have that to not set, and same for the number 2. And then we're going to set all the error counters to 0. The increase. And max, we're going to set to 255 again. Now we're at the threshold. So I'm going to set that to 65535, like the others. 535. And same for the ash monitor. 655. And then we're going to set the last one here at minus 58 degrees. And that's it. Now that we already had save as, we can just go ahead and hit save. Okay. Now what I mean that with if you made a change, and so if I put this back to not set and you try to close it, it asks you to make a save. That means it's been saved. But let me put that back to set. So let me have it already saved. Now we're going to close this. And make a comparison. Now this is the one that was deleted. If we go to comparison and do the original file, you're going to realize that no changes between both files. No changes. But in the diesel tuning, there's no changes at all. Fueling, nothing. Exhaust, no changes between both files. So if you're looking for changes here, you won't see any on the HP Tuner GUI. That's the interface. The changes was made in bin. So here you realize that when you open the file, as an example, let me go again. You see here it's under Pro Tuners. Pro Tuners is all bin files related. Now let me close HP Tuner, and I'm gonna show you how the difference is with the files. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to convert HP tuner to bin, and I'm gonna convert the delete file. Can cancel that. I don't have one. Extract, save, and I'm gonna do the same thing again for the original. Okay. Sorry. All right. I'm gonna open my multi-prog. You can use any hex comparison or you name it. I'm not sure if this one has. Yeah, just HP tuner compare, no hex compare. All right. What we're going to be doing is matching the file, but don't watch what's on the heading here because we are not going to be doing any form of flashing or anything. We're just opening some bin files to just show you what the changes are. So let's look at the original. Okay, this is the original. If I open, oh, sorry, close. If I do a compare, and I open the original file again, the two files are the same. Okay. Now, I'm going to compare, and I'm going to do the one for the deletes. And you can see there's a few parameter changes happening in here, and it goes deeper than what they're showing us here. You'd have to go through all the files, you start seeing other changes. So that shows that the bin was edited with the Pro Tuner or the Pro Tune edit from HP Tuner. So we can just close this and you can go back to HP and just write it back to your vehicle. Now, on the other hand, your DTCs you might still have them on the interface where your check engine will stay on. However, the edits were still made, so it won't affect anything. Your check engine will be on, but to get those off, you may just have to take a picture of them or just write them down and then come here, and then you just want to just go through and just remove all these codes. All the EGR related codes and the ones you have, just do all these related EGR codes. You might have to go through, you might find a few, you might, yeah, just go through all those codes and any PM codes, the regen codes, you want to disable them. Now, for these one that you can't disable if you're using HP Tuner, you can use the older version. So let me just show you real quick what that looks like if I hit save here, since I do some codes. Close, and I have one here. It's an older version. I think it's a 4.1 something. And yeah, if you go all the way down to the codes we couldn't remove, I think there were some regen right here. Now you can just disable those codes, and then once you go back to write with your regular HP Tuner credits or whatever you use, it will already be saved and disabled to get your check engine off the light. You can just save, and then you go back to write with your original, and that's it. I'll catch you in the next one.